One of the stars of the movie Chips, based on the 1970s hit TV show. It is written and directed by her husband, Dax Shepard. Thrilled to have here Kristen Bell. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming here. I don't know where to start with you because I've heard so many interesting stories from your hockey playing career right off the bat. Being from the state of Michigan.
Well, it was a short-lived career because I was playing in a hastily put together roller league when I was 16, and the one day I didn't wear my wrist guards, I snapped both my wrists back, and then so for my whole 16th year in high school, I had like braces, like casts. I think most people call them casts.
Double casts?
Yeah. Which, makes you feel really secure. It
Sure.
gives you a lot of self-esteem when you're a 16-year-old girl and you're in like 2 casts.
Well, I think the lesson is that you never go into a hastily arranged roller derby.
No.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, you got to have it organized.
You got to be careful with those after-school leagues, particularly when you're one of 2 girls and everybody else is like a, 6-foot-tall male.
Seriously, so you're going out, you're roller derbying, and did somebody just checked you into the boards or something like that, or what happened?
Yeah, basically. I just got hip checked, and I braced myself like that, and I snapped them.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
The rest is history. So you, now, out of all the sports that you might have been exposed to in Michigan, hockey was the one that you latched onto?
No, but I married a wonderful man named Dax Shepard, who doesn't at all play hockey and is obsessed with off-roading.
Yes.
And wrote and directed Chips and gave me a job because of it. So
you got a gig out of it.
I didn't lose.
Right.
Now
he did all his stunts. He did all his riding in this, correct?
He does, yeah. He
Are you good? Are you fine with that? Is he that good that you don't have an issue of him going ahead and doing his own stunts and riding?
No, like my DNA tells me to be nervous.
Sure.
But I'm also very much like fact over feeling, and he is safer driving a motorcycle blindfolded at 80 miles an hour than I am just walking in a straight line. And that is that's a fact. So he's really good. He's been riding since he was, 3 or 4. Like, he's been on, dirt bikes, and he can race MotoGP and drag his knee, and he was like training for a while to race the Baja 1000. And he's, we take the Tatum out to the Glamis sand dunes 3 times a year. He's a very, very good stunt guy. And the stunt guys say so. Okay. They're like, your husband is actually like better than a lot of the guys we work with. So then I'm like, oh, I'm also not the wife that's going to take his first love away from him.
So is the motorcycle what got him into Chips, wanting to do a movie? Is that basically what it was?
Yeah, he loves anything with a motor, and he also likes directing. And he was like, how can I fuse these 2 together? Oh, nobody's done anything with the Chips property. So we went into Warner Brothers and said, can I make this? Because he wants to be Hal Needham, who used to direct all Burt Reynolds movies, and he wants to be like a stunt director.
So what's next? Like a Smokey and the Bandit remake? Another let's just go through the whole. The Burt oeuvre.
All of the but the problem is you don't remake movies that are perfect.
Okay.
So maybe maybe we'll do a Chips 2 because he's got very specific ideas about stunts. Like, he always feels like when you go see a superhero movie and somebody's orbiting the Earth, you kind of fall asleep a little bit because it's not actual. You just disconnect. So he's like, I want everything to be practical. So we got like the best guys in the world.
Hold on a second, Kristen.
To do the stunts.
When you're saying when Superman goes around the Earth and then that means you miss him going back around the Earth again to go back to save Lois Lane's life, and Superman.
It's beautiful.
2, I think it is, or Superman 1. Is that Superman 2?
I think it's 2.
With General Zod. I mean, you're destroying my.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
Reality.
But there's an argument made from the director's perspective that if it's not practical, then like the emotional tie isn't there. And I really respect that about Dax.
Okay. Kristen Bell here to talk about Chips here on the Rich Eisen Show. Also, The Good Place on NBC. What a terrific show that is.
Thanks.
What is that like working with Ted Danson, for crying out loud, by the way?
He's a national treasure.
He is.
Yeah.
He's Malone from Cheers.
He's the best of the best. He's also like the kindest, funniest, like goofiest guy ever. And he's just, everyone on that show is so kind. It's like it's a perfect group of people who actually like are super ethical, making a show about ethics. But yeah, he's my love.
The creator of that show, Mike Schur, I coach his son in soccer.
You do?
I do.
He's also an exceptional human being, Mike Schur.
Who Mike is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the brain of 1,000 men.
I know. He's creating all these great shows. And his son is a high quality soccer player, like it's a piece of clay that I'm molding as coach.
Yeah.
For him.
You got to.
Oh, yeah. You should see what he can do out there.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Plus, I just want to make sure kids have fun out there. That's all.
That's nice.
That's my idea. How old are your kids old enough to be playing in sports yet? Or
no,
Not
but
yet?
they 2 and 4. But our 4-year-old, well, she's 4 at the end of the month. She just learned to ride a bike yesterday without training wheels, which is pretty exciting. And Dax said it was the best day he's had in years.
Now tell me, your kid is putting it. Is it her or him?
Her. They're both hers.
Is she putting her knee on the ground now too? I mean, like, are we getting there?
I gotta say, she got on the little bike, and I was very nervous, and she just started whipping around doing like practically donuts on this bike this tiny baby bike in the driveway, and I thought, oh, she is her father's daughter.
How come? Are you a Michigan Wolverine or a Spartan or anything like that? Because didn't you grow up near Ann Arbor? Isn't it somewhat near?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up here in Ann Arbor, sort of here, but technically, I think I should be a Wolverine. But my parents are Wolverines. I mean, everyone I know roots for the Wolverines, but I could never look past the hockey thing. I was too obsessed with hockey.
Okay. Well, when we come back, I just want to ask you about the Stanley Cup, because I heard you have a history with that in some way, shape, or form. And when I come back in 60 seconds, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more with Kristen Bell here on The Rich Eisen Show. Apparently, somebody on this set has drank from the Stanley Cup. It's next here on the show. Welcome back to The Rich Eisen Show. Pleased to have again in studio here Kristen Bell. Looks like I'm Kristen Bell on Twitter. Go follow her along with 2 billion other people that follow her on her Twitter account right here in the Rich Eisen Show studio. You have drank from the Stanley Cup. That is a true story?
I have.
How did this happen?
Well, a lot of luck. My dad was a news director when I was growing up, still is, and he worked at the station that broadcast all of the hockey games, and they, like in a little press tour when the Wings were winning and they won 2 years in a row, I think it was 97, 98, they brought the cup to his station, and everyone was there sort of celebrating with it, and they filled it with apple juice, and I drank from it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Apple juice.
Oh, yeah. The good stuff.
So did you have somebody tip it or something
somebody
like
kind
that?
of yeah, my dad kind of like tipped it over. It was honestly one of the best days of my life, because being as obsessed with hockey as I was when I was growing up,
Sure.
I mean, I bragged about it forever.
And now, do you go to any Kings games out here?
I met my husband at a Kings game.
Come on.
Yeah, that's where we met.
What do you mean?
We were both, we had like a dinner with friends previous to that where we met in passing, and we didn't connect. I was just like, oh, that guy talks so much. And then when we, like 2 weeks later, we were both at the Kings Wings game, and we saw each other. I was like, oh, you were at that dinner, right? And then we just started talking, and we just immediately had this connection because we were both from.
And also, I got to bring this up too, because you are royalty in my household because of Frozen.
Oh.
Seriously.
I'm so sorry if you have to listen to it all the time.
Yes.
Honestly.
Sorry for us, Kristen. Sorry for
Sorry.
us. All the time.
I always apologize to the parents.
Look, as you know, just because I talk sports for a living, you might think that I would actually mind it. I kind of don't mind it.
You dig it.
I kind of don't mind it.
Love that.
I do.
I love
not
that.
mind it at all.
It's good music.
It is.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't mind. I might be losing some sports man cards here, but I don't care. As you know, we've done this before, because the cold does not bother me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
See where I went with
good
that
music
one?
is good music, guys.
So where is Frozen 2? Where are we in this situation
It's being
right
written
now?
right now. They keep us on the outskirts because I think they know we blab. But they're writing it right now, and hopefully we should be recording by the end of the year. But you know those things take like 4 years.
Seriously.
I swear to God.
How long did the last one take for you?
Four and a half. Because what people don't realize is, like, you write it, and then what you do is you basically do like a comic strip of it. You put it like pencil to paper, and then you make the whole movie like a flip book, and then everyone in the studio has to approve that. Then you put the songs in, and then only once you have that do you start really recording all the voices, and then animating after that, where you have like the depth and the color and all the things that you're, drawing.
Right.
It takes about 2 years after that.
So when do I expect to be back in the kingdom of Arendelle?
22, I think. No, I think it's like 2018, 2019. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
So you're saying it's right around the corner in a way.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
But it must be pretty neat for you that
It's
you
super
know
fun.
that at some point, have you shown Frozen to your 4-year-old yet?
Yeah.
Does she understand that you're Princess Anna? Does
Yes.
she pick up on that?
But as a child, you are supposed to reject everything your parents do.
It's true.
When I try to sing at home, both of them go, no, shh, mama, no, stop. They hate it when I sing at home.
Do you know who I am to your children? Do you
No,
drop
I haven't
that?
pulled that card yet, but
Come on.
they don't care. They just don't care.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, let me tell you, it's been an incredible journey, if you will, with that movie.
Yeah.
It's incredible how they are completely transfixed. And then my son at the time wanted to stay up when Let It Go was nominated for the Oscar. He stayed up, and they put it to the back end of the show. So he's 5 years old, half asleep at 8 at night.
That's so
when
sweet.
Waiting for Dina Menzel to be introduced, and she was introduced as Adele Dazeem.
Yep.
Just the look on a 5-year-old's face when I have to explain to him who Adele Dazeem really was.
John Travolta for accidentally mispronouncing.
The wickedly talented.
Yes, the wickedly talented
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
Exactly. Thanks for coming on, Kristen. Good luck with the movie.
Thank
Come
you.
back anytime. Certainly, if
Thanks
you want
for
to talk
having me.
hockey or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah,
please come
I'd
back.
like to come back and talk hockey. You could talk hockey a little bit more.
Would you be an official hockey
correspondent,
if you will?
Yes, I'm gonna have to brush up because of my 2- and 4-year-old have kept me
Understood.
farther away from the sport than I need to be right now. But yeah, I'll be your hockey correspondent.
Understood. Well, when the playoffs hit.
Yeah.
Okay. When we're going for Lord Stanley's Cup.
Yeah.
When the beards come out.
Yeah,
When the playoff beards hit.
I'm ready.
Would you be our card? Like, we'll call you up and you just give us your 2 cents on what you think.
Absolutely.
I'm being serious, by the way.
So am I.
Okay.
So, it's going to require research because I can't. You know what you're talking about on this show, obviously. So
Well, you don't listen that often.
you don't. I can just make it up.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Then I'm in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do it. We won't know the difference.
Red Wings at Avalanche tomorrow night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Red Wings
And
at
that's, as you know, the biggest rivalry there is.
It's a big one going.
Well, one of my favorite moments covering in ESPN was when Claude Lemieux rearranged Chris Draper's jaw.
80 stitches. Elbow to the back of the neck, 80 stitches. Was so huge. Claude Lemieux did not come for almost a year and a half for any game because he was afraid, rightfully so, that some crazy Michigander would have pulled a gun out and blew his brains out. But then 2 years later, when he did come, Darren McCarty, the whistle was blown, puck was dropped, Darren's gloves were off, grabbed Lemieux and just, undercut like 15 times because Darren McCarty and Chris Draper are best friends. And he was like,
We're not doing that.
no, thank you.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments is when they still went through the handshakes after that playoff series that the Avalanche won. And Draper says, with his jaw wired shut, I can't believe I shook his freaking hand, is what he said. It's one of my favorite sound bites of all time.
That's it's such an intense rivalry.
Yeah, Osgood versus Waugh back in the day.
Came out of their goals. When do you ever see the two goalies meet in the middle to fight? You never do. And of course,
fight.
like my heart was beating out of my chest for Osgood.
Look
I'm
at
like,
you lighting
he's
up
so
over a hockey
brave.
fight right now.
Well, yeah. Now I feel, since I have maternal instincts, I might look at it and go like, these guys really shouldn't be punching each other. But at the time, I don't know, maybe I'll still have the fire inside me, but I loved it.
Were you banging on the glass? Like,
Of course. I never brought an octopus, though. That's one thing I couldn't get behind when everybody... and we were the ones that got the whole league fined. Us in Florida, I think, with those rats. But everybody bringing dead octopi and throwing them on the... I was like, guys, this is what toddlers do.
Yeah.
Let's watch this game.
Yeah, but toddlers also drop gloves over something that happened 19 months before.
That's true. And, I had my most embarrassing moment with Chris Draper of anyone I've ever had.
What do you mean?
Because my dad ran the local news station and he came in and he signed my jersey and I was there like that 16-year-old, so excited. He signed my jersey. I went home probably a year later, 1 full year later. I'm in, I don't know, Royal Oak, Michigan, and Chris Draper walks out of the Barnes & Noble. And I, as an overly confident, hockey-obsessed 17-year-old girl, go, Chris? Chris! And got his attention, and he looks at me, sweet as can be, zero recollection, and I'm like, it's me, Kristen. Kristen, you signed my jersey at Channel 50. And he did not know what to do because, of course, he doesn't remember some 16-year-old from a year ago.
Amazing.
And I was like, Kristen. He's like, oh, good to see you. How have you been? And then I walked away, and it took me about a week to realize what a position I had put him in. And I was so humiliated. And then years later, I told that story to, I think it was Will Arnett, and then received in the mail a signed magazine that said, there it is, to Kristen and Dax, go Wings. P.S. I remember you now. Is that a stud or is that a stud?
Amazing.
So it all worked out in the end with Chris
Thankfully,
Draper.
yeah.
Good
My
for you.
humiliation was put to an end.
Go see Chips in theaters near you next week. March 24th is when it premieres in theaters with Kristen Bell and also Dax Shepard, Michael Pena, and cast of Wilmer Valderrama has been on the show a couple times. Vincent D'Onofrio, who goes back in the day to Full Metal Jacket. That's the way I go with him.
There's no one
He's
better
Private
than-
Pile.
Yeah.
And by the way, on your way out the door, if you don't mind, we're going to have you sign not only our, what all the folks who come on our show sign, the Rich Eisen show sign, but you have to sign a particular piece of memorabilia here that only people who have been on the show Deadwood have signed. I have
I
a
would
Deadwood
love
hat.
to.
Wait till I show it to you.
Yeah.
But you have to put your favorite curse word on there
Okay.
because that's the way Deadwood people roll.
That's true.
There are so many unmentionables I cannot mention on a radio TV simulcast right now that's on that hat.
Okay. I'll
So
do it.
please, yeah, I know you're in a couple episodes of it, so
I'll do it,
you,
yeah.
you qualify for the Deadwood
Thank
hat.
you, I'm
Kristen
honored.
Bell right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Don't move, we'll set up the rest of the week on who's going to be here on the show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.